Hello and welcome dear students. In today's video, I will take up chapter 2, The Address from class 11th literature book, Snapshots. I will give you the theme of the chapter, explanation and word meanings, children. The author of this chapter is Marga Mingo. She was a Dutch journalist and writer. Some of her famous works are Bitter Herbs, An Empty House, The Fall, The Glass Bridge and Interference. Children, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you like this video, share it with your friends also. Now we come to the theme of the chapter. This chapter deals with the theme of pain, of loss and the scars left by the wars. It highlights that life is not always so easy. It is full of surprises and tribulations, means sufferings or problems. One should forget the past and move on in life to live a peaceful life. Mrs. S and her daughter, that is the narrator of the story, they suffer because of the war. The daughter goes to Mrs. Darling's house to see her mother's belongings, but returns back without taking any. She did not bring anything from Mrs. Darling's house. Why? Because the things were being used by Mrs. Darling's, as she was not expecting anyone to return. She decides to forget the past and move on in life. Now, first of all, children, let me introduce the chapter to you. This short story, is a poignant account of a daughter who goes in search of her mother's belongings after the war in Holland. When she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her past. Obviously, children, she started remembering her mother, her past, how Mrs. Darling would come, everything, just flashed back in her mind. Then what did she do? We are going to read in this chapter. Let us start with the explanation of the chapter. Children, we can divide this chapter into three parts. First is the narrator or Mrs. S's daughter's first visit to the address that was given by her mother. What is the address, children? Number 46, Marconi Street. Second part, the wartime, or we can say the narrator thinks about her past when the war was going on. What happened to them, how they were forced to leave their house, and how Mrs. Darling, she came to their house, how she picked up everything, all expensive things to her own house on the pretext of keeping everything safe. And last part is the second visit of the author or the narrator to Mrs. Darling's house. Children, this chapter starts with the dialogue, "Do you still know me?" Who is the speaker and who is the listener here? The speaker is Mrs. S's daughter, or we can say the narrator of the story, or Marga herself. And the listener is Mrs. Darling. Why is Mrs. S's daughter there, children? Children, it was wartime. Jewish were forced to abandon, means to leave their houses and their belongings. A lady named Mrs. Darling had taken the narrator's mother's belongings, and now she was there to take those things back. Mrs. S's daughter was at number 46 Marconi Street, the address given by her mother, where Mrs. Darling lived. Mrs. Darling opened the door and saw Mrs. S's daughter there standing in front of her. She looked at her in amazement because she was not expecting Mrs. S's daughter to return to take her mother's belongings. She narrowly opened the door and said that she did not know her. Mrs. S's daughter introduced herself. Mrs. Darling was in no mood to entertain her. She did not want Mrs. S's daughter to enter her house. She showed no sign of recognition, means she refused to recognize her. She just kept staring at her in silence. The narrator, Mrs. S's daughter, thought probably she was at the wrong address, wrong place. But then she saw Mrs. Darling wearing her mother's green knitted cardigan with faded wooden buttons. This cardigan confirmed that she was at the right place. She was at the right address. The lady noticed it and she tried to hide herself behind the door. Mrs. S.'s daughter asked if she had known her mother. Mrs. Darling said that she was not expecting anyone to return. She refused to talk to her and closed the door. Someone from inside the house looked at her through the window and inquired about her. Mrs. Darling did not give a satisfactory reply. The narrator looked at the nameplate once again. It was clearly written over there, Darlings, and the house number was 46. This visit of Marga at that address at Mrs. Darling's house was of no use. It was in vain because Mrs. Darling had refused to entertain her. As she walked back to the station, she started thinking about her mother. It was the first half of the war when she visited her mother. She was there for a few days and suddenly she noticed that some things in the house were missing. Her mother talked about Mrs. Darling. She was an old acquaintance, means she was known to her mother, means Mrs. Darling was known to Mrs. S. She was an old acquaintance of her mother and they had not met for years. Suddenly she came to their house and renewed their contact, and now she was visiting her regularly. Whenever she would come to their house, she would take something from Mrs. S.'s house. She took cutlery, antique plates, large vases, crockery, and so many other things. Mrs. S was a gullible woman, means who would easily give in, who would easily trust others. Mrs. Darling had said that she would keep everything safe in her house, and because of the war, if they left, they would lose everything. Mrs. S.'s daughter asked if she was sure she would get her stuff back. Mrs. S said that it was not necessary because she was her friend, she was known to her. Asking that would be her insult because Mrs. Darling was taking so much of pain carrying those things to her house. She had to carry heavy bags and suitcases. But the daughter was not convinced with her reply. Marga came to station now. She was familiar to the place she was seeing while walking. She did not want to feel sad. She did not want to feel sad, seeing the streets and houses full of memories of her past. She was in the train now and started thinking when she first saw Mrs. Darling in her mother's house. One day she got up late in the morning and saw her mother seeing off someone. Who was that, children? Mrs. Darling. She was a woman with a broad back. The mother introduced her daughter to that woman. Mrs. Darling looked at her and then picked up the suitcase under the coat rack and left their house. She was wearing a brown coat and a shapeless hat. After she left, Mrs. S gave Mrs. Darling's address to her daughter, means to Marga, to the narrator of the story. What was the address, children? Number 46, Marconi Street. The daughter remembered that address because after the war, she had to collect her mother's belongings from that house. When the war was over, the narrator was not interested in all that stored stuff at Mrs. Darling's house. She was also afraid of seeing all the things that belonged to the past. To her mother, who was no more now, it seemed to her that all the stuff stored in boxes and cupboards was waiting in vain to put them back to the place it belonged to. Life started getting normal for the narrator. People who had left their houses returned back. Suddenly one day, Mrs. S.'s daughter became curious to see her mother's belongings stored at Mrs. Darling's house. She wanted to see them, touch them, remember them as they belonged to her mother. Her first visit was in vain. Now she decided to try a second time. She went to Mrs. Darling's house. This time, Mrs. Darling's 15-year-old daughter opened the door. Mrs. Darling had gone for some work. The narrator decided to wait for Mrs. Darling. She followed that girl along the passage and was surprised to see a Hanukkah candle holder. The narrator's family had not used it because it was very cumbersome, means it was very large and heavy. They went to the living room, means Mrs. S.'s daughter and Mrs. Darling's daughter. They both went to the living room, and Mrs. S.'s daughter was horrified to see their things, means her mother's belongings, being used in a very distasteful manner by Darling's family. Children, there is a line in para 2 on page number 13. I was in a room I knew and did not know. This line is very, very important, children. There can be a question on this. Children, Marga, the narrator, was in a room where many things that belonged to her mother were kept. But that was not their house. She was in somebody else's house. The walls, the floor, the roof were the things she was not familiar with. But she was in the middle of the things she knew. Clear, children? Now we move further. She felt uncomfortable in that strange atmosphere. She had not expected that Mrs. Darling would use their stuff, and that too in a very bad manner. The ugly furniture, the muggy or the humid smell, we can say, disappointed her. She sat on a chair and stared at the tablecloth. It belonged to her mother. She started rubbing it and followed the lines of the pattern to look for the burn mark that had never been repaired. She knew that there was a burn mark on the tablecloth. Mrs. Darling's daughter offered her tea. She had a broad back like her mother. She laid the cups on the tea table and started pouring tea from a white pot. The narrator remembered it had a golden border on the lid. Then that girl opened a box and took some spoons out. Marga complimented the girl about the box. She felt strange about it as she was praising her own belongings in a stranger's house. She wanted to know if that 15-year-old girl knew about that box. The girl said that it was antique, as told by her mother, means Mrs. Darling, and added that they had got lots more. She wanted Marga to look for the things herself. Marga now had no intention to follow her hand. She looked at the tea table and thought that as a child she had always liked the apple on the pewter plate, means grey colored metal plate. While looking at the plates and other things, she found the burn mark on the tablecloth. The girl looked at her as if she was asking Marga something. Marga told her that when you are so used to touching things in your house, you hardly look at them. You only notice when something is missing because it has to be repaired or you have lent it. She remembered her mother asking her if she would help her polish the silver. It happened a long time ago. She was probably bored or she was at home because of illness. She asked her mother which silver she was talking about. The mother replied she was asking about the spoons, forks and knives, means cutlery. It was that day only she came to know that cutlery they were using was made of silver. The girl laughed and said that she was sure that she did not know what they ate with. Marga asked her if she knew that. Mrs. Darling's daughter went to the sideboard and was about to open a drawer to look for the cutlery. That very moment, children, what happened? Mrs. S.'s daughter, the narrator, or Marga, she jumped up. Means she suddenly got up and said that she forgot the time. She had to catch the train. The girl asked if she did not want to meet her mother. She did not want to wait for her mother. The protagonist replied in negative, means Marga replied in negative, and walked to the door. That time the girl pulled the drawer open. Mrs. S.'s daughter said that she could find her way out. As she walked out of the living room to the passage, she heard the sound of spoons and forks. Probably some had fallen down. When she reached the corner of the road, she once again looked at the nameplate which said Marconi Street, number 46. She was at the right address. She did not want to remember that address now. She did not want to visit that place again because the things in that house reminded her of her old memories. They lose their value when you are away from them, or we can say that when we are separated from them. And you see those once again in strange places. She thought what she would do of all those things in a small rented room where blackout papers hung along the windows and with a handful of cutlery in a narrow table drawer. Shreds of blackout paper means, children, thin pieces of paper that conceal the light. Strips of paper, we can say, used to cover the windows. Mrs. S.'s daughter made up her mind to forget that address and move on in her life. She did not want to see those things again in her life. She felt hurt and painful at the shrewdness of Mrs. Darling. She thought those things would bring back the sad memories of the war and painful loss of her mother. Children, I have explained each and everything of the chapter. I think the whole chapter is clear to you. Now, let us discuss the title. Why the chapter has been given this title, The Address. The whole story or the whole chapter revolves around the address, that is number 46 Marconi Street, where all the narrator's mother's belongings are stored or are kept. They have been taken away by someone, I'll tell you, children. The address was, this address, number 46 Marconi Street, was given to the narrator by her mother. The narrator visits this address where Mrs. Darling lives. But when she went there during her first visit to that house, Mrs. Darling showed no sign of recognition. And after her second visit to Darling's at that given address, Marga means the narrator or Mrs. S.'s daughter. She saw all her mother's belongings being used in a very distasteful manner. Then what she did, children? She leaves everything there in that house and decides to forget the address. We see, children, how this whole chapter moves around the address only. Number 46 Marconi Street, where Mrs. Darling lives. I hope chapter is clear to you. Children, here are the meanings of some difficult words from the chapter. You can revise the meanings. What do we learn from this chapter? We learn that we should let go of our past and should not value materialistic possessions. I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for more videos on different topics. Like this video, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends also. Thanks for watching my video.